FCT Minister Barrister Nyesom Wike has accused the former Naval Chief of allegedly encroaching on federal government land and have vowed to resist any intimidation against the FCT administration. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, condemns the alleged illegal takeover of a disputed land in Abuja by military personnel who reportedly acted on the orders of a former Chief of Naval Staff, describing the act as lawless and unacceptable. Wike, who personally visited the site on Tuesday after receiving reports that soldiers had driven away FCTA officials enforcing development control directives, said no individual, no matter their former position, would be allowed to intimidate government authorities or obstruct enforcement of the law.
Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took the Arab, we will not allow because he was chief of naval staff, and then he used to carry land.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you stop
sir,
that?
You get
Will you stop that?
Sir, I'm an officer, I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth, put
I will not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir,
I was in school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet? Get me a big fool.
I'm not
You are a big fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think you
sir.
can shoot anybody like that?
Sir, I'm not
You
a
are a big
fool.
fool.
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I
Don't call me a
graduated,
fool.
you were in primary school.
I'm acting on orders.
Take for
You
which
can't
order?
call me a fool.
And this, you will see whether you love this here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go and develop your
I'm an
mind,
officer.
develop
I'm not a fool, sir. I'm an officer.
You would have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
According to Wike, while officials of the Department of Development Control were on site to implement his directive, they were chased away by armed soldiers, allegedly acting under the instruction of a retired senior officer, and expressed shock that a person who once held a top military position could resort to such intimidation rather than follow due process. Wike also disclosed that when the FCTA officials demanded documents to justify the occupation, none were produced, adding that the FCT administration would not tolerate the misuse of military power to obstruct legitimate urban regulation, stressing that the rule of law must apply to all, no matter how powerful those involved may be.
I was called that the military have taken over the place. And I have to come by myself to see things for myself. It's really unfortunate. And you heard what the officer said he was sent by the former Chief of Naval Staff. And I don't understand how somebody who attained that position and see that he has a problem cannot approach my office to say, look, this is what is going on, this is what is going on. But simply because he's a military man, he could use that to intimidate Nigerians. I'm not one of those kind of persons that will succumb to blackmail or intimidation. And you can imagine where you cannot even prove where the documents. And the director of Federal Control is there. I said, look, I was here. I said, bring the documents. You don't have the documents. Bring the approval for building. You don't have it. And how can we continue to allow lawlessness to prevail in this country? What about those who don't have the military? What about those who don't have security? It has gotten to a level where when government officials are carrying out their job, you go and bring security to intimidate them against government officials. I will not accept that. I was spoken to the Chief of Defense Staff and I was spoken to the Chief of Naval Staff, and they have assured me that, please, they have to resolve the matter. And we're not coming here to have a shooter with anybody to cause chaos or not. But what I can say, I would not allow it to happen. The way we have done, carried our jobs in other areas, in the same way it will be done here. He will not carry out this illegal development and land grab simply because he was a former Chief of Naval Staff.